Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of the West Podcast. With me, as usual, is my co-host Zach Baker, or Coach Baker. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, Papa. How are you doing today?
I'm all right, mate. All right. We've got a bit on today's show, so I think we better crack right into it. So it's just a bit of a chat quickly around feedback from the first show. So, any noise on your end? What are you hearing?
We heard some positive reviews just with regards to the podcast in a whole. For those that listened to it, the people that were complaining with the fact they didn't have Spotify or didn't know how they could listen to it. But I know that you've been a very busy man, and I know you're trying to address those needs. But
Yep.
otherwise, I heard myself on radio for the first time, and I went, I am a bogan. My voice, it's as ochre as it's going to get. So I think it's been really good, great feedback from around the club. Going forward, everything it's just sky high, I think.
Yeah, look, I mean, I had a few come up to me on the weekend, say, "Look, loved it, was great," you know. So, look, it's great that people are coming and saying that. Like we said at the start, last show, we're not here to, we're not going to knock out a Rick Shield content or a Joe Rogan or anyone like that. We're just here to have a chat and bring everyone up to date around the club. So, look, thank you for the feedback for the people that have given it. Like Zach said, we are working on the multiple platforms. It's not as easy as it sounds, unfortunately. Some of those platforms are very hard to get onto, especially Apple. Apple is extremely hard for us to get onto. So I'm working with them at the moment to get us on there. We're looking at YouTube, Facebook, it's already on there. So just to listen to it, it's a click on the Facebook link if you've got Facebook. Click on that
Surely,
link.
though, if they're listening to it now, they've clicked on that link.
Yeah.
They know where to find it. But for those who are listening to it, trying to get this out to those other people, maybe just explain to them. Just click on that link.
Yeah,
See where it takes you.
simple as that. Click on the link and it'll take you to Spotify on the web. So you don't actually need to install it. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to do anything. You can simply just listen. It will put ads in the stream if you listen on the free platform, but it's still available to everyone. Then no sign up, no nothing. Click on the link on the Facebook page if you've got Facebook, and it'll take you straight to the web browser, which will automatically open up the podcast. But from the feedback, yes, we will get it on other platforms, but it will take us some time, unfortunately.
And for those people that have clearly clicked it, thank you for listening and welcome back to episode 2.
It's very true.
The very easy to follow links that get put out. So, yeah, welcome back.
Very true, mate. All right, so we've got a ton of results to get through too. We've got 2 weeks of results. So we'll update everyone on the results from the 11th of September onwards. So obviously Wednesday the 11th was the Stablecoin comp. The winner of the A grade was obviously Kira's dad. So Heathy's won again, 38 points. He's in good form at the minute.
He is. He's had some good coaching, I heard. So I think that's definitely starting to show.
Yes.
And runner-up, Mr. Callaway, I saw.
Yes, Mr. Callaway and Maddie too, both on 37 points. So A grade runner-up. Sean's obviously hitting it well. So is Maddie. Winner of B grade, Apples, Johnny Orchard, 42 points. I reckon they need to do something about his handicap. He's out every time I come pick Bailey up. He's out having a hit, so he's out there practicing. But 42 points, good score, Johnny. And Kevin McLean on 40 was the runner-up. Nearest to pins on the 4th, D. Richie. 6th, Kevin again. Magpie Matty. Apparently almost hold for Eagle on 9. So I'd love to know what the almost is, how close it was. I might have to ask him when I see him.
Well, we've heard Jimmy Camilleri say that almost would be 2 inches, and 2 inches can vary depending on who you're talking to.
Well, that's right. Could be a metre, could be, yeah. But the update was almost holding an Eagle to win the Magpie on 9. Naga, apparently, James, 19 points. So, not a great day for poor old James there, but that's all right. We all have them. I had one Saturday.
Naga's happen to the best of us. Just going back up through there, I don't know how many people know Kevin McLean, but he might not look like the youngest fella out there, but he can stripe it as hard and fast as some of these kids coming up. He's wide like a whippet, and he just stripes it. It's fantastic to get out and see if you get the chance.
40 points, he must go all right. Let me tell you, and the nearest to pin on the 6, so he's walked away well on the Wednesday. And on the Thursday we had the ladies president and captain's day. So from all accounts, from what I heard around the club and asking a few of the people around the club last week, was a very, very successful event. There was 43 people playing, Irish Sixers, representatives from 13 clubs, which is really, really cool. The course was perfect for the day. Apparently the news is great socialising, lunch with many home-baked sweets. So that obviously a great day had by all. The winners from the day were Gisborne and Werribee Golf Clubs, and the runners-up from Riversdale and Winchelsea Golf Clubs.
Riverside, I think.
Riverside, sorry,
That's
my
all
fault. So Riverside and Winchelsea Golf Clubs. So obviously coming from a long way, some of the ladies, but it sounds like it was a great day. And on that, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. We have got, while we're doing the results, we have got a huge day coming up on the 31st of October for the ladies. It is the Open Ambrose, so the ladies' spring tournament, Open Ambrose. It is a shotgun start at 9:30 a.m. There'll be prizes for best gross and best net scores, one trophy per team. Nearest pin on all par threes. $30 per person is the entry fee, and $90 per team, so it's a team of threes. And the main sponsor is Winterset Lodge Estate. So thank you to Winterset Lodge Estate for sponsoring a fantastic ladies spring tournament.
Now, for a lot of the ladies, just play more social. It's a pretty cruisy day out here on a Tuesday.
Yep.
Could you describe that Ambrose format? Teams of three might sound a bit confusing. What is Ambrose to those ladies who might be interested in coming into that?
It's probably a good question, man, and it's probably one of the best formats to play golf in. I quite enjoy it. You can play 2, 3, 4 person Ambrose. It's simply you all hit off the tee. Once everyone's hit off the tee, you go and pick the best one, and you continually do that through the day. Generally, in these type of events, we have to have a certain amount of tee shots used by every player. Usually that's stipulated on the day. As we experienced in our recent Ambrose that we played, we struggled to get the tee shots in.
Can't rely on the Cowans or the Wells, so lucky you and I were there, the backbones.
Yeah, it's a bit the opposite, I think, mate, if you think back, but anyway. But yeah, look, it's a great format to play golf in, and I really encourage everybody, for the ladies, to jump on board on this day, because the course will be in absolutely beautiful condition by then. Not that it's not now, it is in good nick now, but by the time we get to October, the end of October, it'll be absolutely perfect. So, like I said, if you want to jump on board, simply you can ring the golf club, they'll sort you out. Ruth will sort you out if you want to jump in. Entries close on the 26th of October, so get on board for the ladies. I think that's going to be a ripper event.
Sounds great, and I'm looking forward to it. I might have to associate just to come and play that event. It'll be absolutely gorgeous, this course. Definitely on the up. And by the time that rolls around, it's, like you say, tail end of October. I think it's Halloween.
Yep, it is.
Oh, might have to dress up as well. Next up, Saturday comp. So let's take you back to the 14th, 10 days ago as we record this. We might remember that wet and windy spell we were having. This was for the Marg and Harry Johnson Memorial Pinehurst Sport event. It was men's and mixed. And when we say wet and windy, boy, was it ever. I actually think a lot of teams didn't even finish. A few pulled out.
Yeah, I know I was supposed to play with Grego, but unfortunately Grego was quite unwell, so he had to pull out. But I came and played, just had a hit around with the boys, with Troy and his partner, but it was cold, man. We got hailed on 3 times. It was freezing.
Troy, you played with the good cluster, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's good to hear. As I said, you actually they pulled out and didn't make the leaderboard in the end. But the winners of the men's event were Tommy and Robbo. It's almost not a shock to see their names at the top of the leaderboard anymore, is it?
No.
And followed by Kira's dad, and not quite Harper's dad yet. We'll still go with Matt Collins, but Harper's up and coming. I've seen it. So a couple of really strong players. I think they were first up. as I recall from the booking
They
sheet.
were early, yes.
They were first out. They missed the wet and windy condition. They had a game plan. They actually backed it up. I'm pretty sure all those boys went and played the Melton 4-man Ambrose as well. So 36 holes in a day.
Oh,
good luck to them.
Yep.
And the mixed event.
The mixed event is actually the board event.
So the mixed is to the board.
Yes.
And we had McDonald and Lawler in first. So that was pretty handy. The seasoned veterans, we'll call them.
Yeah.
Followed by the young up-and-comers, like complete opposite ends of the table there. So we actually had Kira and Jack. Good bit of... I think they're almost the same age. Jack wouldn't mind me saying that.
Well, I played behind them on this day, and I tell you what, Kira's shoulders would have been that sore at the end of the 18 hole.
Oh, we know what it's like to play with a Cowan. We know,
mate.
Sore shoulders.
Yeah,
he would have been going for Raz, wasn't he? All day.
Yeah, looking for the Raz and then razzing it off the back or the front.
Oh. So we also had the nearest to pins, as always. Nick Broussard, he's always in fine form. You can always see him pin hunting. Gary in there on the 6th and playing off the blue. That's no small feat. The captain, he made an appearance on the 12th.
Hey, and that was, I tell you what, that was just on the green too. I don't reckon he should have taken that voucher.
How often is the 12th and the 18th just on? And speaking of the 18th, the West kept it.
Yep, nobody.
The West won the voucher back because no one could hit that green. The team Magpie was Killeen and Taylor. So it's good to see a mix of names across there. There are a few that just keep popping up. That was followed by...
look at these.
We probably could skip this day if we want to.
Let's go. We've got to get this out there.
So we backed this up with the 9-hole come on the Sunday, so on the 15th. And little Ryan Pipes Baker, who came out with 25 points.
Yeah.
He went against Caddy's advice on the 3rd hole. We spoke about this. He cold topped the 3-wood and got so much top spin. He lipped out for eagle on the 3rd as a really odd, proud and yet disappointed father moment occurred, and then walked up and single-handedly, like not 2 hands on the putter, casually just tapped it in and almost lips out again. So, yeah, that was for like 17 points on the 3rd. But the runner-up was Mr. Wilson. He's been up there a few times lately. And then Sparkles, he's been up. We spoke about him just last week too, I reckon. We could speak about the Naga.
No, we need to. I think that was, apart from Ryan's win, I think that was the most important win of the day.
Yeah.
So, can you just read out who won the Naga for everybody?
So that Naga was taken out by yours truly.
How many points?
I got 10. I got beaten by 10 points. I got beaten on account back by my other son, Levi. So little Lunchbox came out and he was disappointed. I'm trying to console him for the day. I'm in a bad mood. And up until the end,
ripping it up.
We didn't even know how well Ryan had done. Yeah. We just did the dot, put it in, and I had to put it through twice to come up 25 points. I could not believe it, but I was really hoping somebody was going to go 9 points just not to see me there. But it was.
I'm glad they didn't, mate.
We speak about how golf can be up and down. You just got to ride the wave, and that was less than ideal. But then the West shut down for a couple of days, or at least Monday. It was a nice quiet Monday before the ladies teed off on the 17th. Now, the stroke net results. So we're saying stroke here.
9-holer.
9 holes. Yep. So with handicap, Viv, 29. 7 under handicap over 9 holes.
Not bad going, is it?
Oh, if that was a medal day, her name would have been written all over it.
Yeah.
Chris Barrett, 36, so perfect handicap.
Yeah,
perfect. And D, I've got written here 36.5. I don't know how they got a 0.5, but maybe it was a count back. But 1, 2, and 3 there, good going. And I think D's she's been in pretty good form lately too. So we got the whole list of results.
Yep. Read them out, eh?
Oh well, we might just go to the nearest to pin.
Yep.
Which was done on the 12th. So they were playing the back 9, which arguably is the harder 9 to play too. And that was Chris Barrett. So obviously in fine form for the day.
Well done. Good work there. 29. Wow.
29.
Well done.
In my dreams, I still hit 30.
Yeah, good work. All right, so we had comp on the Wednesday the 18th as well. So it was Stableford. And again, like A grade. Here is that again.
Here is that.
Solid golf, isn't it?
What's he been doing? What's he been doing? I'll tell you, I got a little bit of inside gossip.
Yeah,
I'm going to jump in here.
Yep.
You're going to see his name up a little bit. He's actually come to me and said, "Hey, coach, I want you to map my back. I hear you've got the tech, and we might talk about this a little bit more later."
Yep.
But he said, "Can you do it?" I said, "What's going on?" He goes, I'm missing greens." I said, "Long, short, what's going on?" He goes, "It's all over the shop." So we sat there with him. We didn't just map out how far he's carrying it. We mapped out where he should be aiming left and right, how far offline are his misses. All of a sudden, we've got nearest pins, we've got magpies, we've got back-to-back 38 points.
Yeah, solid golf.
You know, I probably should have charged him double.
I would have. Yeah. Well, at least half the vouchers he's winning here.
I think between Kira and Kira's dad, I might have to start taking coaches' fees from those vouchers.
You're gonna have to, mate.
I actually
Percentage, put it in the contract.
I went to their house, little off topic, but I was at their house, just a cheeky trophy and a pizza.
Yep.
They have got a backlog of vouchers stuck to their fridge. I'm not joking.
Going to clean the pro shop out come Christmas.
When this podcast goes on and they listen to this, I want them to post a photo of those vouchers on the fridge in the comment section for this podcast. Do. We need to see them.
Yes. Geez, imagine that though. Yeah, it's saving for a set of sticks in there or something.
He just bought a new set of sticks. Oh my God.
Good on him. Runner-up on the same day was Dougie Pryor, 36 points. So again, very solid golf. Well done, Doug. B grade was first. The winner was P. Burke, 44 points. 44. Well done. That's a good score. And how disappointed would you be with second? D. Sanders had 40 points to come runner-up.
I was playing with Dave. We had school drop-offs. I got there a wee bit late. And after his front nine, I said, "Mate, your name is on that first place voucher." No one's. He was just unreal. Like, he was off the stick, square with me through the first 5 holes. And I'm going, "Yeah, you're going to kill it today." And I was bouncing back from Sunday, so I had a lot of room for improvement. And I've gone, I'm back to handicap. And I asked him, "What are you hitting off?" And I reckon he said like mid-20s. No.
And he's square with the card through 5. Square with you.
Square with 5. Me. So I think I was a couple over through 5.
That's good golf.
And I've gone, I think he had like 4 pointers in there and stuff. Oh my God, he's all over it. And then
when come second.
When I dropped his card in, it came up second.
Oh wow!
What happened? 44.
Still a grip around 40 points and 44 points. Good golf amongst all that. Nearest pins on the day, Mui on the 4th. Must have hit a blinder, Mui, to get that one. Well done, Mui. 6th, R. Ward, Magpie. Should we gloss over that? No, we won't. Coach Baker got the Magpie. There you go. He won something for the day.
I did. And you know who I took it from?
Yeah, go on.
Kira's dad.
Lost the voucher.
And we were the last, so we teed off on 10, and because we were late too, it was the last shot of the day. And it rolled past his Magpie for a tap-in birdie. And when I walked over and saw Kira's dad, I almost didn't want to take it off him.
He's
going to win something anyway, wasn't he?
Won the comp. Naga on the day was A. Barry. So unfortunately, Mr. Barry didn't have a great day. Saturday comp on the 21st. So Stableford. Talking about good scores. So have a crack at these scores. A grade winner.
Now, when we talk A grade too, they're not normally big scores.
No.
We kind of relate them to pretty consistent.
Yeah, 36s, 38s, maybe a 39 in there. The winner of A grade was Paul Rowley, 42 points.
He can hit a bomb, though.
I know he can. I played with him a while back, and I said to him, "How the hell you play off that handicap?" He hit this drive down 15, longest drive I've seen hit down 15 by anybody. It went miles. He hits it a long, long way.
And his little fella Gus, he's come to some clinic. He must watch his dad. He just wants to hit hard all the time.
Miles, yeah.
He's like, "Dad hits it this hard, I should too."
For 42 points, and the runner-up, poor old Moose.
Well, you can't call him poor Moose. I mean, he's
40 points, though. 40 points. Any Saturday on a men's A grade, you'd be going 40 points in the bag, done. I saw Moose going up 10, and he had a bit of a conversation with Mr. Jack Allen and said, "How you going?" And Moose apparently had ripped the front 9 apart, was very cocky, had it in the bag, mate. And 40 points walking off 18. I probably would have thought I had it in the bag too. But 42 points tipped him. But well done, Moose. Good round. Very solid round. Not to be outdone, though. B grade winner, B Johnson, another 42-point day. Some massive scores here. Runner-up, G Dillon for B grade, 41 points.
If you're not getting 40 points, you're not a podium, are you?
Don't even bother putting your card in. So there's some solid golf, A and B grade, both all winners and runner-up. C grade, really good golf as well. P Wilson, 38 points. Runner-up, L Edwards on 37. So some ripper scores on Saturday. Nearest pins, 4th, N Cunningham, 6th, S Callaway, 12th, Frankie Lawler. Probably hit that one with his eyes closed, I would suggest. 18th, S Inglis, Magpies. A grade, Mason Dixon. B grade, David Gregson. I was there, that was a good shot. C grade, Royal West, nobody, unfortunately.
So clearly, footy season's over. Starting to see
Mason's
back.
yes.
Oh. Is it worth signing up for comp at the moment if we know Mason's in?
Not club championships for what I'm about to tell you. Let's get through the ladies' results first. Ladies Stableford, Michelle Fort, again, another great round, 43 points.
She is, and
yes.
Somebody can call me out on this, she is probably the biggest, hardest hitting lady out there at the West right now. I don't think from the top of my head I've seen a lady drive it as far as I have Michelle.
There you go. I haven't played with Michelle. I have seen her swinger, but she's been very consistent over the last probably 3-4 weeks. I think she's won quite a few little comps along the way. Now, so I do have a story. Apparently there was a member on Saturday that played, had 8 birdies around the course, failed to go into the birdie school. The news I get is that he forgot to put his dollar in, had 8 birdies, and luckily didn't win the birdie school. So the numbers that he had the birdies on didn't come out. So Mason apparently had 8 birdies going around here on Saturday. That is like ridiculous golf.
So we actually haven't got an official published course record. Now we've spoken about this, come up in committee meeting.
Yep.
Once we get one cemented, I think it's got to be, let's say, 68 or better off the blue. We need that scorecard. We need that frame. Current course record.
Yeah.
Now, if we got Mason Tom going out there toe to toe, and Robbo, don't take Robbo out the mix.
Don't forget about Garbo.
Oh, well, is Garbo playing at the moment?
Not at the moment, but I'll tell you what, that's when he plays his best golf, right?
After
when
he's had 6 months off.
Yes, exactly right.
No, I think with those boys out there tearing up the course, by the end of summer, I'm tipping one of those 4 will have their name up there in light.
We've got club champs coming up. So
it's gonna be...
Mason's up and about now, by the time he gets the club champs, like you said, him, Tommy, Harry, Mitchell, all in the mix. I mean, they're capable of shooting some pretty good scores.
I actually think Harry and Mitch is a good one to watch for the junior club championship.
Oh, yeah, it'll be very close.
Mitch has come in crazy.
Yep.
And we obviously played Ambrose for the night cocktail with them.
And what about the driver?
They get at each other.
What about the driver on 9? We were pin eye on 9 off the blues, mind you, Mitchell's drive. And then going up 13, we were, how far? 30 metres from the front edge? Closer, 20 maybe.
What
How
about...
did we even hit it that far?
Not to put Mitch on a pedestal. What about his driver off the deck on the first hole?
Yes.
Pin high from 250 out, because I think we took one of your drives.
Yeah, we took the shorter one, yeah.
And he just crushed it.
Yep.
So there's some good battles to come.
It's going to be very exciting. Yeah, very exciting for the club champs. Hopefully the top 4 play in the final group at the end. So
I think that's what it's the top 2 or 3 and the captain likes to be in it. I know Mick,
I'm not sure, but
he really takes...
I think we only had a couple in the mix last year. But I think the year before, I know we had Mason, Garbo, Tommy.
You know who else comes out of the woodwork for the club championship? Sam.
Yes.
Like, he's a very quiet achiever, and he can absolutely punish a golf ball. So
I have seen him.
the
swing
caliber
it,
of golfer out here that go under the radar.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing to watch out for, I'm going to announce it here, episode 2, exclusive. There might be the men's, the women's, the junior club championships going on. There's also the Gloucester Cup.
Oh,
So it's whoever's going to be the best Gloucester brother. Practically, you get bragging rights for the year.
for the year.
And
yeah.
Troy, he doesn't shy away from the fact that he's in form at the moment, and he plans on keeping that cup.
So he won it last year?
Whether he won or not, I think he likes to think he did. But he'll comment on this and he'll let us know. But
Sure.
It's always backwards and forwards with those two. But I'm going to feed that into very, very recently Sunday competition results. So Sunday 22nd, a couple of days ago, in the A grade, we had Hugh McDonald. He took it out. There was a bit of an issue with the grade splits. We tried to get through it with Vicky and we pieced it all together. So we had Hugh in first for A grade, Chris for A grade as well, and Blake for A grade. Now, A grade, Hugh and Chris probably normally see in B grade, but we'll get my score all sorted next time. But yeah, there was just issues with numbers and how it all split.
Yep.
But congratulations to those guys. And then, my God, I've got to say his name twice. Well, the overall winner, 2 weeks in a row, young Ryan Pipes Baker. He's come out. He's gone
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row, top of the table, and is he walking around the house just peacocking right now?
Yeah.
Oh, am I hearing it? And so he actually, compared to last week, even though he only had 22 points for the day, didn't wipe a hole. He scored points on every hole.
Good on him.
Jack Wilson took second, and little lunchbox, Levi Baker, took third with 20 points. And once again, let Dad hear about it. And I thought I'd done okay, but no, when your kids are telling you week in, week out, we're gonna keep hearing about it. And next week, I believe too, the nearest to pins are going to start coming out on the Sundays. So keep an eye out for that.
Oh, nice.
Yep. We just got to make sure first group that goes in will be told which tee to take it out. Make sure they deploy it. It'll either be, well, we're doing front 9 for the 9 holes just to keep it simple with the group going out. Yep. It'll either be on 4 or 6 pretty consistently, and we'll take that out and start seeing one extra little voucher to be played for. We get good numbers on a Sunday. Might as well have it.
And the weather's starting to start to get better, right? So more and more are going to come out. I definitely know that put me off a few Sundays ago. I'm like, I'm not going out 2 days in a row and freezing. So, it'll definitely get a lot better for everyone, I think, getting out there.
And then today, Tuesday, ladies' result for the first time on the My Score. So using the cards, getting used to it. So I spoke with Ruth. She and Wendy have obviously assisted people in understanding Sablewood points.
Yep.
The My Score system is just put the dots in, trying to save some of the guesswork.
Yep.
So today we had Tamara take out first place on 19 points. Again,
nice.
It's no 40 point over 18, but 19's up there. And
yep.
She was out there. She got 19, and second place was D on 18. Both those ladies had 2 pickups, 2 wipes. Are they leaving shots out there or what? Like we'll be seeing some mid-20s results.
Easy, yeah.
And then compared to last Tuesday, we've seen Cheryl go from bottom to top in the podium, 17 points. And she had 17 points with 3 pickups or 3 wipes. Jeez. There is shots getting out there. And to put in perspective, we go consistently inconsistent. Stableford is because we can score points. Ruth in 4th place. No wipes today. Not one. Scoring points on every hole, and that was good enough for 4th. Perfect. Now, just 1st and 3rd there. Some might not know this. I heard they were out with me yesterday, having a little bit of coaching. A little bit of coaching out there. So Cheryl's been doing well, and the results starting to show, which is brilliant. And Tammy, we worked on her swing a little bit last night, and we actually had her on the Sky Track. She wanted to know what the tech was all about.
Oh,
and we showed it, and maybe I need to get on the Sky Track some more, hey? 19 points.
Save the nugget.
Oh, no more nuggets for me, please, and thank you.
Well, that's the results for the past 2 weeks. So, look, that's a good segue into what I wanted to talk about today, mate. I actually want to talk a little about the coaching on offering at the club, obviously by yourself, and, how people can take advantage of that, really. So I've written myself up a few little questions, and I think we just have a chat about that, mate, if you don't mind.
Easy going. I can answer everything you want to know about coaching.
Let's go then, mate. So I suppose for me, the first real question is why? Why did you get into the world of coaching?
So long before my time as a golfer, I was actually a swim teacher first and foremost.
There you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah, did that for more than half a decade. So really enjoyed interacting with kids and watching them succeed and progress. So my two boys, Ryan and Levi, they started to come out with me to the west. Now, this was long before I had a car. I had a little push smoothie three-wheel buggy and pushing them up the 8 hill would kill me. There's no ifs or buts.
Yeah.
That's bag, buggy, and a little 20-kilo kid on there. Sometimes two. Like, it's hard yakka. It got to the point where I made them push the buggy up and give each other a ride. But what happened? We started to see them wanting to play. They'd come out and get involved, as you do as kids watching Dad play.
Yeah.
So they started with a putter, then moved on to a wedge, and then got them a little package set, both of them. And I'm going, well, you're watching me. I don't know the first thing about coaching, and my golf game back then, I reckon I was probably about mid to low 20s.
Yep.
So I wasn't a handy golfer myself, but like most people, grip it and rip it. Didn't mind bragging about the big drives.
Yeah.
So we took them down to Ainsbury, and the coach down there, they're fantastic coaches. So one thing I noticed is their classes were gigantic.
Yeah.
10 plus kids at the time.
Yeah.
And by the time they got to my kids, I've been trying to help them, and they probably get 2 to 3 minutes each with the coach, get those little tips to try to reinforce to the rest of it before they'd move on again.
Yeah.
So I ended up on the committee here. At the time, we didn't actually have anything going for the juniors. Previously, we've had other helpers down here and people come from Ballarat to try to help out.
Yep.
But we didn't have something in-house that we could do. I wanted my kids to get into it. I enjoy golf. They're doing it. We can do it all together. Like we talk about fishing with the kids.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you do together.
Yeah.
So I put my hand up and I said, I'm more than happy to go. I did all the homework with Golf Australia and what sort of training we had to do, and I got full support from the club for that.
Yep. Nice.
And then, before you know it, Dad became the coach. We had no kids really at the start. I might have had less than a dozen.
Yep.
And now we're pushing 30 to 36 kids for term 4.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Nice.
And obviously coming into the better weather, kids want to get out. So yeah, that was so I kind of got into it, and went through and did all the training. And I know you're about to ask me about the training because I might have already read your questions. So went through with Golf Australia and did the training where not only did they teach me how to teach fundamentals, but even down to the point of teaching all abilities golfers. So whether they be have physical disabilities, so like we're talking wheelchair golfers, amputees and things like that. So being able to deliver all those, and that also helps to deliver it with kids that might be either really dominant, and we have a no exclusion policy for it. We work with kids of all abilities anyway, and we factor them into the group unless they need that special one-on-one or smaller group atmosphere. We really make it inclusive. So that was the training I got from them to become a community instructor and golf coach.
It really helped,
fantastic. And like the flow-on effect for it to bring it back to the mainstream as well. The kids, the results are speaking for themselves out there.
Oh, you can tell. I mean, there's a lot of the kids we see now playing comps and having the confidence to at least play the comp. Not only that, then you see their names up in lights winning the comp. So, it's a really, really cool thing to see that. Because at the end of the day, right, these kids are the future of this golf club. They're the future of the sport. If you don't get kids into golf, the sport will disappear. It's like any sport. So,
and we look around the club. Little side tangent, but if you have a look, how many people out there, or how many dads are out bringing their kids at the moment that are ex-footy players, ex-basketball players, cricket players, that the body starts to shut down, the next sport they do, golf. Bring the kids out, get them away from screen time, they're in the open air, and they're doing something with mum or dad, and it's just enjoyment for all.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. All right, so I want to know a bit about your coaching style. I suppose when I ask that question, I want to know, like, if you're coaching juniors and then you might be coaching, I don't know, an adult or teenager, does your style of coaching differ? And if so, how does it?
So my style is very reflected in enthusiasm. It's probably the biggest thing I've had going for me since I was a swim teacher.
Yep.
The enthusiasm drives people to want to do things. If you're just monotone and just going through the motions of what the skill they've got to cover is, no one wants to get into it.
Yeah.
So I carry that enthusiasm. I don't care if you're 5 years old or 50.
Yep.
I'm the exact same. We go through, cover the same skills, core functions, but I just want to make sure that everyone's enjoying the game of golf.
Yeah.
And that's like my
That's
biggest thing is enjoyment. So when they're out there, some people will see it on a scorecard. Some people enjoy the social side of golf. But we all, for some reason, seem to enjoy it when we hit that little ball and it does exactly what we want it to do. And
Exactly right.
we speak about coaches' Naga achievement. Obviously, that didn't happen much that day. But when we're coaching, if we get that little win, we hit one shot out of a whole shag bag filled with 50 bags, and it goes where we want it to go.
Yep.
I get so G'd up, I get excited, and it makes whoever I'm coaching, like I say, young or old, they get excited. And I just really use that enthusiasm to make enjoyment in the game of golf.
And that's what it should be like, mate. So that's really, really cool. Good to hear. Right, so I'm interested also, what programs do we have available at the club? And obviously, who are they for?
So at this present time, and we're pretty excited to announce that we started men's clinics, but we've still got our junior golfers. So they're from 5 years all the way up to 17. So we didn't cap it at 12 like some clubs.
Yep.
Because we want teenagers to still want to play. And we try to group them together wherever possible with age groups, just because some of those older teenagers, they don't really want to be playing the same sport or the same level as the 5-year-old. So we've adjusted coaching across then. We used to use the little kids to go, you want to hit it bigger, big kids calm down, let's hit it smaller.
Yeah.
And that worked really well. But now we've got so many kids that are all progressing well, we try to group them.
Yep.
We've also got the ladies and men's clinics. So 18, that's starting age for these clinics. You don't have to be retired, or you don't have to be in your 30s or 40s to come out. We'll take you from 18 to come out and have a hit. And in all our clinics, we don't have more than 6 people. We spoke about what my experiences were as a dad on the sidelines.
Yep.
This is going to allow me to get around and have that one-on-one time, so everyone feels like they get that bit of interaction.
Nice.
And it also means by having less people, we use the space better, so everyone's moving.
Yep.
As a swim teacher, I went back and had a look. It was always about making sure kids aren't sitting on the sidelines just playing around.
Yeah.
Keep engaged, keep moving, keep doing the skill we've got to do.
Yep.
And because they go for half an hour, it's not a long time, so you want to make sure we're covering enough and everyone's getting enough practice.
Yep.
So most of the clinics are targeted at golfers who are just trying to improve or consolidate their skills. And everyone who signs up is in the same boat. So we all work together. It's a big social setting, and I love social golf. You speak about Ambrose events before.
Yeah.
When you're out with mates, it is good to get out.
Yeah.
And if we're all learning the same skill, some people finish their clinic and they go out and play the 9-hole on a Sunday.
Yep.
And they put into practice what they've got, and they go out in their groups. We're really promoting that social side of it, and it's great to see. And finally, we've actually got a little bit of one-on-one sessions going on. We go into bag mapping, and the private lessons, they tend to go for about 30 minutes now. To date, I don't think we've had one that really goes less than 40.
Yep.
I can be a bit of a talker, in case you haven't noticed, and you see me out there, and my wife knows I could finish 18 holes in 4 hours, then talk down here for 2. So I try to be a bit strict on the talking, but I won't book them in unless there's an hour between each.
Yep.
Because I do like a good debrief. Gives that extra time to pack up. I don't like people feeling rushed.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I say it takes about 30-ish minutes, and always a great debrief. And that keeps me home for tea and keeps my lovely wife Leah at home nice and happy as well. So
that's important, very important.
She's as happy as a golfer's wife can be. That's a hot tip.
So when we talk about the juniors, I'm interested to know, like the junior sessions, you said go for about, was it 30 minutes?
Yeah, all 30 minutes so for the juniors. The scholarship girls tend to get a little bit of extra time.
Yep.
But yeah, typically they're 30-minute sessions for all the kids.
And what is the format of that? What happens in that 30 minutes for the kids?
So we structure it. There's probably two components to that question. We structure the lesson pretty similarly. It's either a warm-up or a game at the start, or a warm-up game, get them engaged, like we talk about enthusiasm and enjoyment.
Yep.
We're here at golf, let's have a good time.
Yep.
It depends on what we're trying to achieve. So we've got lesson goals on each. Goals are SMART goals. They've got to be achievable no matter which level we're going at. So the younger kids, we might space them further back if we're trying to hit the green with a certain club. But yeah, we'll start with our warm-up. We'll go into that skill, and then we get to practice that skill time and time again. We finish with a little competition.
Yeah.
So there's times I hop out there in a target suit and kids whack tennis balls at me. Bit of target practice, and the parents and kids seem to love it. And if it's a competition whereby we might play nearest to pin, or whoever could sink the most putt from a certain distance, or we'll have a certain goal.
Yep.
We tend to win either an extra lollipop, or we've had live golf prizes. So come back from live golf and stack the backpack filled, and we've given out sunglasses and stuff for the kids. So everything we can to keep them enjoying it and motivated to want to succeed. Yeah. So if we just run a lesson and they just go through the motion, they might not feel like they've achieved something. Whereas if they have that little competition, little incentive to go, I really want to put that skill into practice. I've seen kids just skyrocket. They really take the skill on. Parents keep bringing them down to practice skills during the week. I've seen them down here too, which is awesome.
Yeah, very good.
And the other parts of the lessons, so the way that they get structured is each term with Golf Australia, we've got a core set of fundamentals we try to reach, and it's repeated time and time again. And it's why you'll see the kids progressing. So first session, as much fun as it is, we do putting. Yeah. Putting is the hardest part of the game, where it costs us the most shots. So for kids too, like adults as well, but more for kids, they understand putting because most of them have been to mini golf. So it's a good starting place, and because the movement's so small, it lets us really focus on their grip. Yep. We slowly move up through the term, and we'll move into chipping and pitching, short irons, long irons, hybrids, before we get into drivers and woods, which talk about some of the kids, and as soon as they get told we're going to use that big club in the bag, their eyes light up like it's Christmas morning.
To whack it.
Oh, they love it. And as I say, no matter how big or small these kids are, I've got this young fella, Caleb, he comes out, and when he gets to hit his driver, he must be like 3 foot tall, and he generates this power and the excitement that you get from me, from him, from his mum and dad. It's just priceless. It's so good to see. And then we also try and throw in, through the term, some course management at different points. So we haven't got many bunkers out here, but when you get in, we know how hard they can be to get out of. So we do a little bit of practice of that. And again, around here we've got lots of trees. We find ourselves in them all the time. So we just kind of teach kids, we just want you to punch out from the tree. Like, you might think I could go for the green, but we go a little bit of course management, and just get them understanding the game as early as possible. And then when they come out with mum and dad, they want to go for those hero shots, go for it. Yeah. And I say mum and dad, but we follow the same lesson plans for ladies and men as well. Yep. So we strip it all right back to the fundamentals to make sure we've all got this really good platform, great base to develop our game of golf.
Nice. So I'm also interested, tell me a little bit about how it started here at the club. Like, how did it come up? How did the club react when you brought it up? Just tell me why you felt we needed something like this here.
Like I said, I wanted my kids to do something. I'd had enough of what I'd seen at Amesbury, and the club at the time didn't have anything. And I still remember coming home to Leah when I said, "Oh, by the way, out of that committee meeting, I'm now a golf coach. Like we're going with this." And she thought I was down here too much already, so she was in for a rude shock, that was for sure. But the support down here from the club, when I said, what are we doing about this? What can we do? And it was just, who's going to do it? And as soon as you've got somebody who you can put to it, you get that support from them. Yeah. They go, you're going to be that go-to person. What can we do now for you to help get more juniors out? And at the time, we didn't have a website. So we use the website, we're using the Facebook, trying to really get it out there that we've got junior programs here.
Yep.
And when it comes down to little things like we want more tees for the kids, because unfortunately, when we're out there and we're practicing drivers and woods, we snap tees.
Yeah.
The club goes, whatever you need, we're happy to help out.
Awesome.
They're really aware. Like
Awesome.
we spoke about earlier, this awareness that juniors are the future of our game, the future of our club. If we're not promoting them now, what's our future going to be in 20 years?
Exactly right.
And not only that, it fed into, obviously, from coaching kids to now ladies.
Yep.
We had to look at ladies' member numbers that came up in the committee meeting. I got onto Golf Australia and said, what can I do about that? And they gave me the training needed and said, you can now, at the time, you could coach men and ladies, but we just wanted to offer the ladies clinics at the time.
Yep.
Really push to have more new golfers down here and give them some sort of skills. And with Ruth and Wendy, the ladies down here, they take a lot of them under their wing. They come down and go, we want to go out. Kira's mum, her name's Claire, but we'll go with Kira's mum. As of recent, so she signed up for this last term, so the third term's clinics, and a couple of ladies come through from there, and she joined in with their social group, so brought new golfers to the club. Beautiful. And taken them around, and obviously understands the rules, and more than just coaching and skill set, the flow and effect when more people get behind this. Yeah. Everyone's going to enjoy it. No, and we say that's the number one thing we want everyone enjoying. So we see more ladies and more kids down here than we have 2 to 3 years ago. I go out on a limb and say that.
Yeah, for sure. You're absolutely right. I mean, the juniors you see like about
How many kids are coming down on the school holidays now? I spoke with Pat about it.
Said that. I mean, we had some kids behind us in shocking conditions a couple of weeks ago, but they were out there having a hit. Good on them. Yeah. I remember I thought in my head, good to see them out here, even though the weather was terrible, they were still out having a crack. So it's really, like you said, it's really, really important now in the future of the club. So where are we at? We're running a bit out of time, so I might skip a couple of these questions I did have written down, mate. But I think one real important one for me is, what is the most rewarding part for you about doing what you're doing in the coaching part?
The biggest reward, we touched on it earlier, is enjoyment. So no matter who I'm coaching, anyone I've coached or I'm still coaching now knows how excited I get when they hit that shot or the goal that I've hit for them that session. So this smart, achievable goal, when they hit it, there is a moment, and it's a carbon copy every single time. They look up at me, and I'm already grinning back at them like a Cheshire cat. Like, I am excited. They see it, and I've brought it up. If you're 5 or 50, I don't care. At that moment, we get our high fives on. Mate, we are celebrating like you've hit a hole in one. I'm super G'd up. And I throw the term around a lot, and anyone who comes to the coaching, we speak about it on the podcast. Golf is disappointing.
Yeah. Yes.
If we're not celebrating these little wins, any chance we get, you might go out and shoot 120, but you might have hit a 10-meter putt that might have been uphill, might have been a double breaker, you might have chipped in, you might have chipped real close.
Yeah.
Take a positive out of your golf game. Don't dwell on all the negatives. And when I'm coaching, I really thrive on taking those enjoyable moments out and going, look at what you've done. You did this. I might have helped and assisted and told you how to do it and how we're going to get there. Yep. But you're the one that's executed. Let's thrive on that feeling right now, and let's keep going. Let's enjoy golf.
Yep. And you're right. I mean, with that comment, you're absolutely right. Because, I mean, like I said earlier, I played Saturday and had a terrible day, like horrible. But I walked away. The only thing I think about was my second shot on the third hole, where I smashed a 5-iron into the wind to 8 foot.
You know what happened? You enjoyed it, and you came back again.
Exactly. So I'll be back this week to hopefully do that same shot again on the third. But you're 100% right. So, look, to close off though, I do want to hear about some tech I'm hearing a lot about. You did touch on it earlier.
Get excited,
yes,
know I do.
And I have seen it. So tell me a little bit about this high-tech stuff we've got going on here.
So I'll try to be brief. I know our time and how we're doing, and I get really excited talking about coaching, really passionate about it. But this piece of tech, I've got to thank my supportive wife, Leah. She's happy I'm married. or vice versa. On Father's Day, there is no questioning. When I woke up to this SkyTrack Plus launch monitor, I was happily married all over again. It was like she got me a wedding present on Father's Day, like this, and it's no little present, like by any stretch. The amount of things this machine can do. So to have a little deep dive into it, it tracks exactly what your club's doing, your club speed, club path, attack angle, and measures everything you can think of for the ball. What sort of spin, what kind of distances you're getting out. Now I geek out. I stutter, I ramble on, I get really excited when it comes to this SkyTrack. But in a nutshell, this unit is a highly sophisticated launch monitor with a terrific portable software package. So you'll see me, I set it up in the nets. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute.
Yep.
Power on, pair it with the iPad, and we are good to go. And I've touched on it already, but my favourite part for coaching so far with this is bag mapping.
Yeah.
Ask Heath, Kira's dad, for those that don't know that. His real name's Heath. But Kira's dad, we've been through. We've done about half a dozen now. It takes an hour or less, and we measure your club from lob wedge to driver, and it gives you accurate, and I mean pinpoint accurate carry numbers. So that's where the ball lands. So we're talking about if you want to land on the green, you want to go over a bunker, you want to go over water. What club do you need to hit? This will tell you what to do. Nice. And I simplify it, like you get a big 14-page printout, 14 to 16 pages at the end of it, and I airdrop it to your iPhone or email it to you.
Yeah.
And if you're a golf nerd like me, you'll study the stats and go, how good is this? But I go even simpler. I got a pro forma Excel spreadsheet. I call it my caddy sheet.
Yep.
I dump all your numbers in and I go through, and I might even look at the outliers if I don't agree with the carry. So it takes into account mishits, but I really take into account those mishits and go, how are the outliers? Where should your progression line be?
Yeah.
Because it's twofold. We can use it as a caddy sheet and a tool and say, this is what club you should use. So for those that are signing up and doing multiple lessons with me too, we go, this is where you've started. Like, let's have a look. You're hitting golf balls in a 50-meter circle. In 5-10 lessons now, you're hitting them in a 10-meter circle.
Yeah, like, so it shows you.
It's measurable. And as far as coaching and actually measuring results, this is something that everyone can see. You go, this is how much I've improved. This is where I was. This is where I am. Similar to how we look at our handicap, we go, oh, look how much I've come in. My golf's on the trend. We're doing well. We go, oh, I was hitting it. I couldn't hit the green. Now I'm hitting greens. And if I'm missing greens, I'm picking high. I'm picking the right clubs now. So the tool is working, and I'm raving it. I went out and I played today. I'm having a good time. I'm hoping my golf game, like I said, no more Nagas for me. I'm not saying I'm going to be as good as Kira's dad, but
it's something that for those who don't know what they look like, it's just simply a box. And if you watch any golf on TV, you do see the pros out warming up on the range with this little box next to them, and they'll look down at that little box, and that's what's giving them all the data, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly the same. So these boxes can vary in how far you've got to put it behind you and different things. The best part of this box in itself is it goes next to you. So for those units that go behind, it misses the initial ball, club-to-ball data because the ball's hidden behind the club. Whereas this uses a couple of cameras and a laser, and radar, at the front, and it tracks everything. Like I say, the detail in it is fantastic. And we watched, my wife, she knows I geek out with golf stuff and golf tech. She's like, he's looking at YouTube reviews on which one he should buy. And like, I knew that she knew. And like, my end game is to end up having an in-home simulator, and this can be paired up to a projector and do all that. So this is essentially like a portable X-Golf or big swing that we can use down here at the club for our coaching. Nice. And like, we 21st century or what down here at the West? Look at how we're going.
Exactly right, mate. No, it sounds really cool. And like I said, I have seen it, and it is like, I don't know everything that it can do, but that gave me some insight. But it is like a very, very cool tool. So I have booked in my bag mapping, and I tell you what, I need it at the moment. So I do need to get to that when I've got some time. So no, thank you, mate. Look, that gives us a bit of an insight into, not a bit, I suppose, a really big insight into what's going on in the coaching world down here at the West. And look, if you know, any of you listening feel that any of those things will help you, by all means, get in touch with Zach, get onto it. I mean, the bag mapping for everybody would be amazing in itself, and the lesson. So get onto it. Any kids that you know or you have, absolutely great. Get them into it. Get them into the sport. It's a great sport. It can be very frustrating,
Yeah, it
like
can
we
be.
said, but it's also can be that one shot gets you back the next week.
I think actually too, on a junior note, it's such a big character building thing too.
Yeah.
If you learn to deal with the disappointment that golf can be, and move on from that, and we talk about the social side of things too. You can isolate in golf, but the social side of it, you bring your mate down.
Yep.
There is so much more enjoyment than there is disappointment when you look at it that way.
No, agree. All right, so look, a couple of things to close the show. There is a special general meeting on the 4th of October, so that's Friday, the 4th of October at 6 o'clock. It is being held at the clubhouse, the club rooms at the golf club here. The reason for the meeting, look, there are flyers up around the club, but the reason for the meeting is that the development of the new constitution or the revised constitution, there's been a hell of a lot of work put into that by the committee and committee members.
I think Paddy had a big input.
Paddy has done a lot of work on that, so it's a credit to him. I've had to read through it. It's really good. So the committee's at the point of formally tabling the constitution with members within the general meeting forum in order to answer any queries and or formally ratify the constitution. So it's an opportunity for everyone to come down, have a bit of a listen, ask as many questions as you need to ask, and get that done on Friday the 4th at 6 p.m. So like I said, everyone that is a financial member is welcome to attend and provide the feedback and potentially vote on that on the day. So,
and a segue from that, while you're down at the club for this meeting,
yep,
have a look in the club. The merch we've got going in there at the moment.
I know, there's a
the
lot
stubby
of
holders are a staple. Like, let's be honest, coming into summer, you've got to have one of those. Yep. But hats, beanies, I know we're coming out of it, but there are still cold mornings out and about.
Yep.
The shirts, the vests, the jackets. A lot of work goes in there. I think Vicky puts in a whole heap when it comes down to merch.
Yeah, and the shirts, some of the shirts are really nice we've got in there. So absolutely, you're right. Get in there. Get your West merch. Wear it proudly around the course, down the street, wherever you go.
You might have to look in West podcast merch.
Yes.
I listen to the West podcast.
Yes, a bumper sticker to start with. Let's get them out there. Now, while we're talking about stuff like that, Wayward golf balls. So I'm going to let you talk about this because you know probably a bit more than me on how it works in what we do. But I think that really, really important for all members. If you hit a ball and it goes outside the boundary of the golf course, you need to do what?
You can go onto our website, which is just Bacchus Marsh West Golf Club. You can Google it, or bmwgc.com.au. You go in there, you look up the Wayward Golf Balls section, and it is just a really simple name, what hole it was on, a brief description on what happened, and your email. That doesn't get passed on. It just goes on our database here, and if an issue does arise from it, the club contacts you, and it's happened. It's actually happened a couple of times in the past week that I know of personally. It is so simple. There's nothing to be ashamed about.
No.
We can't all stripe them. We all haven't been down into Coach Baker's clinics and learnt to keep it in bounds. So we know they're going to go out. So if we can just make sure we fill out these Wayward ball forms, it means there's no nasty surprises for the club when somebody comes in and goes, oh, my car got hit, or my window got smashed on my house, or what could happen.
Whatever it may be, yep.
But we're covered. Guys, don't freak out when this happens. A part of being a member at a golf club and your Golf Australia affiliation is we all get insurance.
Yep.
So don't be ashamed that you do it.
No.
Help the club, because if the club doesn't know who's done it, the club foots the bill.
That's right. Everyone's got insurance with their membership. So that's, I think, is like you said, is really important that everyone's aware of that. So,
and if you have issues and you don't understand how to do the internet thing,
just tell the pro shop.
Come into the pro shop, speak to your playing partner. Maybe they understand how to use it. If you're out in a group of 4, there's going to be one, hopefully, that understands the internet. Or just come back as a group and say, let's say that's a Wednesday. You come in, hey, Linny, I don't know how to do it, but I hit one out of bounds. I saw it hit the road, I lost it.
Yep.
So it's a simple thing, and it just, like I say, no nasty surprises for anyone. If you wouldn't want it to happen to you, the club doesn't want to have it either.
Yep.
So
Yep.
let's work together and keep moving forward.
No, absolutely. All right, so look, that is our show. One last announcement before we do close off, because we're nearly bang on an hour right now. So
Lucky these are quick episodes, hey?
yes. So next, I was gonna announce, but I'm not gonna announce who the guest is.
Ooh.
But we have a guest locked in.
Special guest.
Yes, special guest locked in for a fortnight's time. So I'm not going to give away who it is, but I'm looking very much forward to talking to that person.
Yeah, special. Very, very special. And well known. We'll say well known. Almost a celebrity.
I would go as far as say, yes, celebrity status.
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
has to be.
Level with Coach Baker, I've heard.
I'd argue probably a bit in front, mate.
Bit in front? I think it's similar media coverage. So, it's going to be a really good episode in a fortnight.
Yes.
And, great special guest. I love the episodes to come. I'm getting excited. Yeah. I wish we could do them weekly. I say fortnightly questioning, hoping you're going to say one day, oh, we're going to do it in a week. But I understand we're all busy lives. And
yes.
No, very much looking forward to it and all the hard work you do around here, Papa. So great work. Looking forward to episode 3. And it's been a great episode too.
It has, mate. I think we did a bit better than episode 1. I feel like we've done better.
I was prepared today. I had printouts. I was definitely.
I was very impressed. I sent you a bit of a run sheet, and you come back with notes.
Notes and everything. But on a personal note, I know you love your sign off. I just want to wish everyone down at the West, visitors and members alike, happy golfing, and look after each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you all for listening, and we will speak to you in a fortnight.